Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to SmackDown Yays and Boos. Folks, admittedly, maybe not a whole lot to talk about, except for the big announcement. Nearly every single submission of a hot take was about the big tag team, 6-team TLC match that has been announced for SummerSlam, but there's other stuff to go over. But before we get started, please make sure you subscribe, leave your likes, leave your comments. Check out my Patreon for a weekly match watch-along. We do like 3 to 5 watch-alongs a week. It's great. It's a good time. I'm doing a bunch of SummerSlam matches. And yeah, if you're new to Yays and Boos, I get your hot takes from Twitter and my community tab, and I give it a yay or a boo. A yay just means I agree with it. A boo just means I disagree with. Not crazier than that. All right, without further ado, folks, let's get started here. The first one, as you could have guessed, is about the big news. We got a tag team TLC match on what will be just a few weeks shy of the 25th anniversary. The very first one seems fitting to me. There's no doubt in my mind that this will be the match of the weekend, considering how good the ladder match after Mania was. I hope we get new champs in Morrissey Machine Guns or Fraxium, but I wouldn't mind the Wyatt Six retaining since it's still so early in their run, and I feel there's a little bit of mileage to be had there. Yeah, this is getting a yay. It's a massive yay. 6-team TLC match with these guys. I mean, you took the words right out of my mouth, kind of comparing it to the ladder match post-Mania. How they went out there and they were like, oh, you left us off of the Mania card? We'll show you why you maybe shouldn't have done that and why we're going to make this a highlight of the entire year, and you didn't put us on Mania? Crazy. Now, sure, was I hoping for Andrade and Rey Fenix to come out on top? We did have like 10 minutes left of SmackDown, and it wasn't looking likely. You get the interference, of course, but I do love a big pile on. Everyone comes down. Eric Rowan was wrecking house. Street Profits taking everyone out at the end, and then Nick Aldis through all the chaos. Like, all right, I've had it. TLC at Mania. I'm hyped. Do I have a pick right now? I would love Andrade and Rey Fenix. I think Morrissey Machine Guns or Fraxium are also a great pick. I don't know if the Wyatt Six need to retain it. I don't know if I see the Street Profits getting them back so soon. I feel like they do something new, but I don't know. I could honestly see anyone winning this. It's crazy. DIY could even come away with it. I don't know, but I'm carrying my Andrade and carrying No Cross. He's on SummerSlam now. I'm carrying my Andrade and Rey Fenix Desire Hope into SummerSlam, I think. I don't know if that's something I pick. Predictions. Predictions podcast this week. That's fun. Don't know who I'm gonna pick. This is a big yay. I wish I had more to say about it. I don't have any much more to say about it other than this is gonna rock. People are already saying, like, I'm in comments like, oh, this is gonna be match of the year. This is gonna be the best. Whatever. We'll get to it, but absolutely a yay. Hell of a thing. All right, this next one says, I may have missed something, but are The Miz and Melo done as a team? What was that? Melo don't Miz? Yes, I do believe they are very much done. If so, I'm interested to see where WWE goes with Melo and his character. Me too. He pretty consistently has great matches, but I hope they give him some time to shine on the mic and don't turn him into another Ricochet type wrestler. I'd imagine just like the Ricochet and WWE type wrestler. Yeah, Melo's this guy. I mean, I'm not gonna go on a big rant about how Melo has been underutilized and underrated on the main roster since being called up. I think we all know that. There's been plenty of think pieces and discussions and tweets and comments and whatever about it. I was hoping this Miz thing was gonna kind of do something with his trajectory, maybe lead to like a big turn and like a big blow off and like whatever, but I don't know. It seemed to simmer. I don't think there's any disconnect with him in the audience. I don't know. He just hasn't been given stuff. I don't know. There's not much I can comment on because I don't know the ins and outs, but what I can fully agree on, first of all, this is a yay if I didn't give it that in terms of, wanting the best for Melo. But yeah, I think that's what at least I can talk about is that Melo is a fantastic wrestler. He was great in NXT. I hope we finally kind of pick up the pace with him on the main roster because he deserves it. He's great. And once he gets that shine and character and finally connects with the audience a little more than he has, because not due to what he's currently lacking, but I feel like, he hasn't been connecting as much as he possibly can because he hasn't really been given the opportunities. You know what I mean? And yeah, we also don't really hear him on the mic as much. It kind of goes with the opportunities thing. But yeah, this is a yay. When he was having matches with Andrade, that was a pretty fun time. He deserves to be in that title picture. Honestly, wish maybe he was a part of a team that wasn't, Melo don't Miz to be in this. He would go crazy in this ladder match. Not to be sad about people's exclusion in this 6-team ladder match, but imagine if Melo had a tag team partner in this ladder match. That'd be pretty sick. I'm just fantasy thinking at this point, but yeah, fully agree. I hope we start to get on the right track with Melo going forward. This one says night 1 is stacked, but night 2 is going to be remembered for a long time. Let's look at the official card here. Is it said? I don't know if Nick Aldis announced it. Is it said that the TLC match is going to be on night 1 or night 2? All right, don't know where the tag match is landing, but I feel like people are saying night 2. But night 1 is looking like Rocky Raquel and Roxanne versus Alexa and Charlotte. Then we have Gunther versus Punk. Then we got Randy Orton and Jelly Roll and versus Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul. Then we got Roman Reigns and Jey Uso versus Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Oh my God, a lot of tag team stuff. Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill and Sami Zayn versus Karrion Kross on Saturday. Yeah, it's fairly balanced, I think. It looks solid because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And on this card I'm looking at, it's a little older. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd imagine then we'll do 6 and 6. So TLC will be on Sunday. Let's assume it's on Sunday. So we got the TLC match. Then we have Dom versus AJ. We have Cena versus Rhodes. We have Solo versus Jacob. We have Becky versus Lyra. We have Naomi versus Io versus Rhea. Oh my God. And keep in mind, Cena and Cody is a street fight. Solo and Jacob is a steel cage match. Naomi, Io, and Rhea are going to put on a banger in a triple threat match. Is Dom and AJ anything? Is Dom and AJ anything? I don't know. Dom and AJ is going to be fun though. So yeah, after kind of looking at that now, this is absolutely getting a yay. I'm excited for both nights. I think SummerSlam really shaped up within the last 2 weeks. But night 2 is looking ridiculous. So I think if anyone's on the fence of going, and then I'm kind of talking to myself here, if anyone's on the fence of going and you can only go to one night, night 2 looks like the one. I think the prices are going to be a little pricier on the resale is what it's looking like to me. But yeah, this is getting a yay. SummerSlam's looking pretty sick. All right, this next one says, I really like the idea of Kiana James being Julia's manager because she can be a great mouthpiece. But IMO, this will only work well if Julia remains champion for a long time. Parentheses, I'm talking WrestleMania 42 and perhaps onward. It's one primary reason why Heyman remained relevant. Ooh, I like this take a lot. 1, I like that Kiana James is 1, back on TV, and 2, Julia's manager. I think that's a cool creative idea. It's a fun new pairing. It's something we haven't seen before. And then sure, I'm a huge fan of Julia, so if Julia wants to hold the title to 42 and beyond, and they have her do that, and we get a massive Roman Reigns-esque Julia Reigns sort of run, I'm all for that. So that's getting a yay from me. So maybe on the women's US title side, you can have like a really long, dominant run with Julia, and on the women's IC side over on Raw, you can kind of have the title move a little bit. So they kind of have different feels, you know? I kind of like that. I like this backstage segment already. Kiana already kind of being protective, you know, toward Julia when Zelina walked in, you know, just like, hey, don't talk to I forget if she's like, don't talk to my client, whatever. And then Julia was like, you know, it's okay. So I like Julia still being like the dominant one, but then Kiana being like the confident, cocky one because she has Julia on her side. And she's stoked that she's hitching her wagon to the Julia train. And yeah, and admittedly, Kiana James is someone who I don't really know too much about, so I'm excited to kind of see her character work kind of going forward. I do know she was drafted to Raw and then was just like immediately out for an injury and then was out for a long time. This is the first time we're seeing her in a long time, I believe. I think it can work. I will say though, I am missing Julia on SummerSlam though. So hopefully this pairing like sparks something and we get way more Julia on TV, in promos, in segments, wrestling on TV, wrestling on PLEs, more importantly, defending that title more importantly. So let's hope this segment, even though it's just a pretty short backstage segment, let's hope it's a sign for good things to come post SummerSlam, even though she absolutely should be on SummerSlam. That's neither here nor there, I guess. But I'm excited to see where this goes. So like I said, this is getting a yay. This next one says, not mentioning Ozzy was insanely surprising. I agree. Obviously, there was someone else that they, you know, were spending a lot of time having, you know, memorial sort of things. But I'm surprised that they didn't also have a little moment for Ozzy. I feel like WWE does usually do something, does a good job at it when a celebrity dies. That was even like a little bit involved in the company, right? Ozzy popped up a bunch, but during the celebrity era, he's in, I believe, the Celebrity Hall of Fame. So yeah, I'm really surprised Ozzy Osbourne wasn't at least like given a little card or a highlight reel of his moment. So I'm just as surprised. So for that, this is getting a yay. To be clear, not a yay for it. You know what I mean? It's a yay because I agree. I gotta make that one clear about this. All right, this is kind of a quick one, but it's kind of like I was saying earlier with all the love and support the TLC tag match is getting. This says the TLC tag match will be best ladder match in pro wrestling history. Sure, I can't predict the future, but I'm gonna root for it. Do I want it to be? Absolutely. I think, like I said, the match after Mania was electric. If that is just a glimpse, a sliver of what we're gonna get come SummerSlam with even more teams and then added more stipulation and the belts hanging and tables at TLC, I think we're in for a treat. I think it's gonna steal the weekend. I definitely think it's gonna be up there in the conversations of match of the year. And honestly, I think it would be fitting if in honor of the 25th anniversary of the first TLC match that they go out with the best one of all time. Matt, Jeff, the Dudleys, Edge and Christian would all want want that. I think all would be proud. So I'm all for this. This is getting a yay. All right, so next one says, I think Solo is underrated. He's really coming to his own when they finally let him be himself. As a Bloodline fan, it's dope and cool to see everyone grow into their own for real. Why did I say that like that? Why did I say for real? It's I said it like a fucking nerd. To me, Solo has been the best heel consistently on SmackDown for a while. I'm really liking this Solo Jacob feud. This is getting a yay. As much as I don't love the MFTs, maybe it's a good thing Solo stands out so far and apart from the rest of his crew. I don't know. The MFTs, I call it the Bloodline 3.0. Don't do it for me. I do love Solo. I do love Solo's character. Like you said, I'm glad that he can inject more of his personality and humor. His laugh, his little like quips and jokes I think are really good for a heel. Personally, I'm pretty fired up for the steel cage match. So yeah, if I forget if I said anything, this is getting a yay. I think oftentimes Solo does go underappreciated, but it has been cool to see him come into his own, like coming from where he was in the original Bloodline, that like quiet enforcer, and now he's this like very charismatic, like cartoony in a very good way, sort of like heel that when it comes down to it, he can be real like gruesome and mean and like what have you. Like I said, not the biggest fan of the MFT, but, you know, beggars can't be choosers, right? All right, I think this last one for the day says, Karrion Kross versus Sami Zayn on SummerSlam. That's a dub. The Miz still cooks in the ring. Love to see him back. All right, we'll kind of take these, you know, in two parts here. Kross versus Sami. Sure, I kind of take it or leave it, but, like, it's so crazy how the internet, like, not even a month ago was like, push Karrion. Karrion's the best. And it was like really cool to do that. And now all of a sudden it became cool, like hate Karrion. And there's all these now viral tweets of like, oh great, he can't wrestle. Oh great, we're getting him at SummerSlam. This sucks. And people are resurfacing like the Adam Cole promo against him. And like, it's shocking. Now, like, I don't really care about this match. I'm not the biggest Karrion Kross fan, but I'm not just gonna jump on the train and be like hating on him just to hate on him, right? It's Sami Zayn on the other side of that ring. I'm sure it's SummerSlam. They'll step it up and deliver something better than the matches they've been putting on. I hope this is maybe the end of this feud and maybe Sami turns heel, I guess, or sides with him. I don't know. I do hope this is the end of it. I just don't feel like jumping on the internet bandwagon of 1 week being like, Karrion Kross deserves everything in the world. He deserves to be world champion tomorrow. And then like 2 days later, like everyone's like, oh, I can't believe he's on SummerSlam. He sucks and he can barely do this. It's crazy. I'm convinced half of Twitter are just bots and it's like, it's nonsense. It's all nonsense. And this last one, the Miz still cooks in the ring. Love to see him back. Hey, me too. I am a Miz defender and supporter. I was kind of hoping he would cook in the ring a little more. I feel like we didn't really get a chance to see him show what he can still do. I like the promo backstage though with Jacob, and he was like, I'm the Miz and I'm back and blah 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 and Cleveland shit, blah blah blah. I thought we were gonna get him showing off like a little bit. I still know Jacob was gonna kill him and whatever, but obviously we kind of got the ending that we did. But I'm a firm believer that the Miz is still something to talk about in 2025. I might be called crazy for that, but I am also glad to see the future Hall of Famer back in the ring. And I hope, as I think he can go. I think he can go, and I think he wants to prove himself a little bit. So I hope we get like a match that like we come out of it just like, whoa, you know? But that's that. We're gonna end it there, folks. We won. We got the 6 tag team match, TLC match at SummerSlam. We won. Stay on the lookout for SummerSlam stream announcements and what have you. Check out my Patreon for a bunch of wrestling match watch-alongs over there. Please subscribe, turn on the bell for notifications. I post pretty randomly, and that's it. I'll let you go. Thank you for being here. Thank you for submitting your takes. I'll see you next time. Bye.